Hello, everybody. It's Roxanne, and I am so excited that you want to learn more about essential oils. I want to welcome you and hope that you are using your oils very, very effectively. This Lunch and Learn is timed perfectly to help all of us remember or learn how to manage stress. Get a good night's sleep and focus consistently as those happen to be mine and many of our needs for a variety of reasons. With us, it is that we quickly found our ideal condo in just a few days and now are charged with decluttering our present home to stage our own home sale. Do you think we have stress? Oh, yeah, more than enough. And so we are feeling it from every direction. So, what is helping us naturally? Well, purely and effectively, of course, our doTERRA can help us a lot. Now, we must mention our loving village of friends and relatives who have many great suggestions and ideas, and we appreciate all of them. Their own past experiences are so very helpful. Our own past experience with yard sales was not good. Neither was a horrid decision by me, your one and only proactive lady, who thought pouring an almost full box of instant potato flakes down her garbage disposal the day before closing on our Falmouth home because I was running out of garbage bags. And I thought this would be a quick and easy and smart idea, and that nearly did us in. It was a Sunday, of course. We were exhausted from our yard sale experience. And those potato flakes, once they got into the garbage disposal, and the thing is, I didn't use them at all. They were for my daughter, and I just thought we don't need to carry these off to another place or store them. So I thought I'll just put them down the garbage disposal. Well, you know what? The minute they hit the water in the pipe, they swelled up completely and clogged our plumbing. I'm talking feet of cement hard potato in our plumbing. Our plumber was available, thank God for Dave, and taught us never, never, ever to put rice or uncooked noodles down either. So a sizable bill and lots of anxiety taught us a permanent lesson. So that one we definitely remember. And you know what? When we do these things, sometimes forgiveness is a hard step for us to follow. And that was definitely necessary, both to forgive myself and for my husband to forgive me. And thank God I had released all my youthful perfectionism before that because I would have been a really bad basket case. But Adaptiv flows in my veins right now between using the Adaptiv capsules twice a day to using Adaptiv oil all day long and rolling it onto the back of my neck very often. It is truly amazing how those constituents of the capsules, like lavender, wild orange, coriander, fennel, scledium root, GABA, and ahi flower, seem to get me through anything at all with hardly any reaction, nervousness, or any fears. I honestly feel very calm in the middle of all of this. Busy for sure, but very, very calm. So those Adaptiv capsules are my godsend. Of course, I'm taking my VMG Plus uh, essential oil vitamin supplements every morning, first thing, so that I've got plenty of energy for the day. And I've also got calming in them too, because the VMG Plus supplements have 9 essential oils right in there that all do significant things for us. So I'm very grateful for that. And with Harvey's recent open heart surgery escapades, I'm really, really so happy that he does the VMG as well. And we both take the E Omega Plus fish oil supplements, which help our heart, our blood pressure, and help blood to flow where it needs to flow in order for us to get done everything we need to get done. So I am so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for so many things. I'm also happy that I have, and we both actually go work out every morning, first thing, because that not only gives us great energy for the day, moves the blood, provides lots of lubrication in our joints. And the biggest plus of all is we get to vent with our friends, seek their advice, share stories, and have that community support, which is also so critical for good health. I'm not sure many people know how critical that is for good health, but honestly, if you're not getting out and about, you might want to think about it. And if you're not seeing other people often enough, you might want to do something to change that because I must say at least twice a week at the Y alone, it takes a village to get through our lives and to get through them well. And we're always sharing good times as well as bad. We're always sharing great solutions as well as those problems we haven't quite figured out yet. So I would encourage you to do that as well. So, what else has been helping us? I know Harvey didn't sleep well last night. I'm not sure why. He's not as big of an oil user as I am, but I know myself, Vetiver really came through for me last night. And you know what? With everything we're doing, I'm going to cheat a little bit and I'm going to just read some things and refer to things out of my books because I honestly haven't had a second to do much preparation other than looking up some of these things to be more positive about them. But vetiver, emotionally, is the oil of centering and descent. What does that mean? Well, it helps us to become more rooted in life. Life can scatter our energy and cause us to feel split between different priorities. Oh my God, do we have different priorities now? People and activities. Vetiver brings all of us back down to earth. It helps us ground to the physical world. Vetiver also helps us to deeply connect with what we think and feel. In this way, Vetiver is incredibly supportive in all kinds of self-awareness work. It helps uncover the root of an emotional issue. And for those of you who don't understand what is, vetiver is a single oil and it comes from a fast-growing grass in the country of Haiti. And I've watched wonderful videos on the sourcers, the harvesters, the distillers dealing with vetiver as an essential oil. And what they do is they cut the grass back to maybe this high, and then they remove the grass, roots and all, and then they pound the roots to try and get as much dirt off of them as possible. And do you know what? That's the one thing I don't like about vetiver is the smell is smells like dirt to me. It smells like a fresh, dry pile of dirt. I don't happen to like that, even though I love plants and I'm always out in the yard. But that's one thing that turns me off about vetiver. But you know what? I don't care because this week, especially, I have a new love for vetiver. It's helping me sleep big time. And it's also helping me, I think, emotionally because selling a house is a very emotional event. And dealing with my husband of 43 years now, 43 years, second marriages for both of us. Dealing with him and I and the emotions that are coming up as we find things, because we need to declutter and clean up and pack and move and all that stuff, right? But we're finding lots of things that I'd forgotten I even had, honestly. So those things need to go. But there's some emotion tied with the pictures we're finding, with the stories that go with the things that we're finding. It's very emotional. And so Vetiver helps uncover the roots of those emotions. And you know what else? Vetiver challenges us to need to escape our pain. And that's a normal human need to escape our pain, right? But what vetiver does is it centers us in self and helps us downward to the root of our emotional issues. It helps us find relief, but not through avoidance. Relief comes after we've traveled down and met the core of the emotional issue. Vetiver will not let us quit. It grounds us in the present moment, and I need somebody to not let me quit right now because we have so much ahead of us. It grounds us in the present moment and carries us through an emotional catharsis. The descent into the self assists individuals in discovering deeper facets of our being. Vetiver opens the doors to light and recovery through this downward journey. So, what will vetiver help me get rid of? It will help me get rid of apathy, feeling despondent or disconnected, scattered, split, stressed, ungrounded, a need to escape, or feeling like we're in crisis. What it will bring to me, what it gifts to me, vetiver will gift me being centered, grounded, present, discovering deeper facets of being, emotionally connected and rooted. So those are all great emotional reasons to use your vetiver if you find that that's something you want to try. I will tell you though, and I discovered this by accident, it can be very thick, and it's slow to pour. So if you can master getting it into a roller bottle, that will thin it out a little bit, that will dilute it a little bit, and it will also help it be more usable than just the pure oil. But vetiver is a super, super duper oil. And what else vetiver does physically, it will help with our, well, not physically, mentally, it helps with our lack of focus and concentration. And so that is a big deal right now. As I've gotten older, I've gotten to be much more aware of a tendency towards ADD. And that all has to do with estrogen, by the way. As we lose or lessen our production of estrogen as we ladies get older, that has an effect on the brain's clarity. So it will help with ADD, and it also helps with remembering things. And right now we're dealing with a lot of things and a lot of things that need to be remembered. So it's very helpful that way. It's excellent for insomnia, for problem sleeping. So how am I using it? Right as I'm getting ready for bed, I take my roller, my vetiver roller, and actually I should have looked this up, because I'm not sure if they still make the vetiver roller or if that was a special that we could get at one point in time, but I have one and that doTERRA made. And what I do is I roll it up and down between my breasts on my chest, and I also reach behind me and roll it up and down my spine because it's really, really good for nerve issues as well. It's really good for any numbness that you're feeling. So that's a good deal. It's very, very good for trauma, sadness, nervousness, feeling like you're in shock or feeling very afraid. Vetiver is also great for stretch marks, aging skin, discolored skin, and a tendency towards blemishes. It is very good for those ladies who suffer from sadness after having a baby, as well as the fatigue of having a baby. And it's also great for breast enlargement. Not that I need that. I don't care about that, but for some women, that might be a good thing. It's very good for building endurance and also for making you less susceptible to getting sick. It's very good for people who deal with the eating disorder where they don't want to eat. Okay. And somebody's ringing my doorbell, so sorry about that. And so that is what Vetiver does for us physically. So next, I want to talk to you a little bit about rosemary. Rosemary is an oil that is happens to be 10% off this month. And rosemary is a wonderful oil that I use very frequently. And rosemary emotionally is the oil of knowledge and transition. It assists in the development of true knowledge and true intellect. It teaches that one can be instructed from a far greater space of understanding than the human mind. It challenges individuals to look deeper than they normally would and ask more soul-searching questions so that they may receive more inspired answers. Rosemary, I'm teaching. I can't come. I can't come. Yeah, later. Sorry about that. Somebody was still knocking at my door. Rosemary assists people who struggle with learning difficulties. It brings expansion to the mind. It's supporting individuals in receiving new information and new experiences. Rosemary, now this is why rosemary is going to really help me this week and in the near future. It aids in times of transition and change. Oh my gosh, it was meant for me this month, right? So grateful for rosemary being on sale this month. When a person is having a difficult time adjusting to a new house, school, or relationship, rosemary can be very, very helpful. It teaches that we do not understand all things because we have a moral perspective. It invites individuals to trust in a higher, more intelligent power than themselves. And it supports them healing in understanding. It supports them in feeling confident and assured during times of great change in understanding or perspective. Rosemary roots them in the true knowledge that surpasses all understanding. So, what will rosemary help me get rid of? Rosemary will help me get rid of confusion, difficulty adjusting or transitioning. Go, rosemary. Ignorance, as well as difficulties with learning. And positively, what rosemary will do is increase my mental clarity, help me be more knowledgeable, and I'm learning a lot about selling a house right now, believe you me. In fact, right before this, I had two realtors helping me go through my home and telling me what to remove and what to do to stage the house in order to make it more sellable. So that is a big learning curve. Rosemary is going to help me be open to new experiences, which will be moving into a condo community, which will be really nice, but that'll have its own changes with rules and regs and community homeowners agreements and all that stuff. It's going to help me be more teachable and help me feel more inspired. So rosemary is really, really good for so many reasons, right? And so let me tell you about rosemary and the physical part of rosemary's benefits. Rosemary is going to really help with mental, adrenal, and ongoing fatigue, which already after cleaning out one whole section of my basement yesterday, I was really tired. I couldn't wait to go to bed last night and to this morning, and actually through the day, I was rolling on my 8 oil roller for discomfort throughout my day because all of a sudden my back would start to hurt and ache terribly. And then I'd roll it on and I was ready to go again. So that was really nice. And so that helped me a lot. But then this morning when I woke up and I wanted to go work out, I was rolling away again, and that really helped me. I got through my workout, then I could roll again after the workout. So doTERRA is helping me every which way but loose here. Rosemary is also very, very good to support a better memory and better focus. So again, Rosemary and Vetiver are working hand in hand like a team. Rosemary is also really good for um, men who need to urinate frequently in the night. It's also very good if you've got low blood pressure or rapid heartbeat. It's good for thinning hair, hair loss, or oily hair. And I always put a few drops of rosemary in a new bottle of shampoo when I open it. Or if it's a huge bottle, then I'll put some drops in my hand with my shampoo. Another thing I learned when I was researching for this Zoom is that rosemary is a natural steroid. And I personally don't like to use steroid medications, but I'll take a natural steroid any day. It's also really good for tired, weak muscles as well as bone discomfort or that weird big toe discomfort that some people can get. It's also good for certain types of pathogenic problems that we can have, and it's good for the liver and the kidneys. It's great for anyone with low dopamine. It's also really good for people who can't stop doing certain things. They're compelled to do it. It's very good for jet lag as well. Excuse me. Rosemary is helpful for lymphatic drainage, for congestion, chemical toxicity or exposure. It's also good for the issue with muscle nerve communication, where the covering of the nerve sheath gets worn away. It's very good for that particular situation. And also, it's really good emotionally for helping us go from feeling confused to open-minded. So that's what rosemary's all about. Rosemary, how do we use it? I use it in my salad dressing all the time. How do I make my salad dressing? I'll take some extra virgin olive oil, maybe a quarter of a cup, and then I will add about eighth of a cup of balsamic vinaigrette. Then I will put about a half a teaspoon of Dijon mustard for an emulsifier. I add my essential oils like rosemary, basil, thyme, the Italian blend, which unfortunately isn't available right now, but oh, do I love that, as well as oregano. But oregano, you only need 1 drop. Don't be over oreganoing yourself because that doesn't taste good. It'll taste too hot, but I put that on my salad every day, and the rosemary is helping my brain every day. I'm convinced of that. So, how else could we use rosemary? Use it in Italian cooking or with any chicken dish. And what I tend to do there when I don't ever want to just pour drops directly on the food because you need to be able to stir things up. Because remember, our oils are quite strong. So one drop of an essential oil, as a general rule, is equal to about a teaspoon of the dried spice. So you can prorate your recipes that way. Okay. But I would always shake it up in an oil, a pure oil like extra virgin olive oil, or stir it up really well before adding it to your food. Or even you could mix it with milk. I think that would work too. Okay. So I hope that you'll get lots of good reasons, good opportunities to use your rosemary. Now, the next thing I did want to talk about this month is tea tree oil. Now, tea tree happens to be our free product of the month. And how do we get the free product of the month? Well, number one, you have to be a rewards purchaser. And so, what you can do is when it asks you how you want to place your order, you choose rewards. Then, if you process your order, check out and process your order by the 15th of the month, which you got plenty of time right now. And the total is 125 PV, not dollars, but PV. Remember, those are different. PV is often, well, I'd say sometimes less than the cost of an oil because of the extra expense that doTERRA spends on containers or sourcing or whatever. So the oils that are harder to get are going to perhaps have a higher financial cost than the PV. But always double check that on your shopping bag before you process to make sure you've met your requirements if you're looking for that free oil of the month. The other way to get the free oil of the month is by being a VMG and E Omega purchaser together. And we call that a bundle, okay? Or you could use the Foundational Wellness Bundle, which also includes the Restore probiotics. But or any kit that involves VMG, E Omega, would also allow you to get the free oil of the month any day of the month. So that's another plus reason to try the VMG and Omegas because not only do you get the free oil of the month, and it's going to be a 5 milliliter bottle, so that has about 83 drops in that size bottle, but you'll be able to collect through the year these different oils that are perfect for unexpected things. These are what I would call my first responder oils that I make sure I always have on hand in case I bump and tear my skin like I did the other night cleaning a blind. And so I want to make sure and have my lavender and so forth on hand to be able to take care of myself naturally, quickly, and effectively. So, tea tree physically, no, tea tree emotionally. It clears negative energetic baggage, releases codependent and parasitic relationships. So if that is your case, maybe you've got a toxic person you deal with all the time, use your tea tree. New healthy connections may be formed using tea tree that honor one's personal space and boundaries. Because sometimes people that we are negatively affected by don't respect our boundaries, and tea tree will help with that. Tea tree encourages anyone to connect to people in ways that honor and respect others' agency. So it's a two-way street. That respect is a two-way street. And so the tea tree will actually help you to establish those boundaries and be respected all in the same time. So tea tree will help us get rid of poor boundaries, will help us get rid of a weak will, as well as those codependent or parasitic relationships. You know, those people who are too just so needy, they're sucking your life out of you. Also, they will get rid of toxicity. Now, what will tea tree give us emotionally? It will give us energetic boundaries, respectful connections. We'll feel empowered and resilient, and we will honor other people's agency. And physically, tea tree will help us with our cuts, wounds, and any associated discomfort that come from them. They will help us with anything skin-wise, anything with lice. I know families that before school starts, they're shampooing their kids with tea tree infused shampoo. Okay, you can just add a drop in your hand, shampoo the head, and that will help keep the lice away. And it's also great for skin conditions and for congestion. But mostly tea tree will help us to go from feeling unsure to feeling collected. So listen, today was kind of unusual for me. I'm usually much better prepared, so I apologize for that. But I do hope that you will benefit from learning about Vetiver and about Adaptiv, tea tree, and rosemary so much that you'll be using them on the regular and you will feel empowered and feel much better as a result. So I want to thank you so much for joining me today and feel free to share this video to anyone you think is open to hearing it. Take care. Bye-bye.